Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Nick Cannon is beefing with Eminem after Eminem name dropped him and Mariah Carey in the latest song he did with Fat Joe called Lord Above. Now there is a lot that I will unpack in this video because Eminem and Mariah Carey do have a long history of feuding, and Nick Cannon did eventually get dragged into it once he got married to Mariah. But I'm going to try to break down the whole history of this feud. Now, back in the early 2000s, Eminem and Mariah Carey did briefly go out with each other. They didn't really date per se, but they were hanging out here and there. But really, they were trying to do business together. According to throwbacks.com, Mariah's team reached out to Eminem because she wanted to do a collaboration with him. The collaboration never happened, and Eminem and Mariah Carey did fall out. And after they fell out, Eminem decided to reference Mariah's name in his song Superman. He said in the song, "What you trying to be, my new wife? What, you Mariah? Fly through twice." Now, if you don't know, Eminem did admit in his book, The Way I Am, that this song, Superman, was inspired by Mariah Carey, and he did drop hints that he was intimate with Mariah. He also referenced her name in his song When the Music Stops and said, "What the F you take me for, a joke? You smoking crack? Before I do that, I beg Mariah to take me back." After Eminem name dropped Mariah in his songs, people were speculating that they were dating, and he did tell Rolling Stone magazine, "There's truth to that. I don't want to say anything disrespectful because I respect her as a singer, but on a whole personal level, I'm not really feeling it. I just don't like her as a person. I gotta be honest, I learned a lesson from it. Don't believe the hype." So Eminem was talking a little bit too much, and Mariah Carey did finally address the rumors about her and Eminem on Larry King Live.
Speaking of mobs, how about Eminem?
What about him?
Do you date him?
No.
Where was that printed?
That was printed everywhere.
And you didn't date him at all?
I hung out with him. I spoke to him on the phone. I think I was probably with him total of 4 times. And I don't consider that dating somebody.
Now, also, I have to ask you about Eminem too. Is it
What about
true
him?
you guys had a relationship?
Define relationship.
Is it true? Is it true that you went out on dates?
No.
No.
Dates? No.
No. Never a relationship there.
Define relationship.
Friendship.
I was friends with him.
Okay. Cool.
That's it.
Cool. Okay.
Physical anything? No. Is that clear?
No, absolutely, because sometimes he comes out and he says things.
Well, he says
and
it
it's
about everybody.
And it's about women, and it's
Right.
kind of like, why can't you sit there and say what
Well,
women-
I'm only saying the truth.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, there was no physical relationship.
But that's what I'm saying, because quite often he does, you know?
Mariah also clapped back at Eminem in her song Clown and said, "I guess your mama never told you. What goes around comes back around. I should have left it at how you doing. I should have left it I like your music too. And I should have never called you back when you pursued me. I should have never even give you my two-way. I should have never listened to your woeful stories, the ones I'm sure you told 1,000 times before me. You should have never intimated we were lovers when you know very well we never even touched each other." She also said at the end of the song that she knows his little secret though, and she won't tell it. And Mariah did perform this song on her tour and showcased Eminem as a puppet. So Mariah was upset that Eminem was insinuating that they had a fling, and she was also upset that he dissed her, which is why she decided to reply back. At that time, Eminem has been dissing a lot of pop stars like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, but Mariah was one of the few singers, if not the only singer, who actually dropped a diss song against Eminem. Now, maybe it wasn't the smartest move because Eminem is crazy and deranged, and he's also a battle rapper, so he will hit below the belt. And he actually did. In 2005, during his anger management tour, he played voicemails that allegedly came from Mariah Carey. And after that, he continued to take digs at Mariah. In 2006, on his song Jimmy Crack Corn, he said this: "Meanwhile, your mind's on us like mine's on Mariah. And y'all just like her. Y'all are effing liars. But I'll keep effing you like I effed her. Right in the A with KY, yes sir." Eminem didn't stop there. He got even more disrespectful, and he mentioned Mariah again in his song Bagpipes from Baghdad. He also mentioned Mariah's then husband, Nick Cannon. He said, "Mariah, whatever happened to us? Why did we have to break up? All I asked was for a glass of punch. You see, I never really asked for much. I can't imagine what's going through your mind after such a nasty breakup with that Latin hunk. Luis Miguel, Nick Cannon better back the F up. I'm not playing. I want her back, you punk. He said, Nick, you had your fun. I've come to kick you in your sack of junk. This right here was very disrespectful, and this is actually the reason why Mariah Carey dropped a diss song towards Eminem called Obsessed. But before she dropped the diss record, Nick Cannon had to put his foot down and say, wait a minute, don't disrespect my wife like that. Now, people can say what they want to say about Nick. They can say that he's corny and all that stuff. But nah, he stood up like a real man and he came to his wife's defense. Nick Cannon was actually trying to fight Eminem. That's what people don't know. He was trying to see about him and he was also trying to fight him in a boxing match, but Eminem cowered back.
Nah, I mean, with the song with Bagpipes from Baghdad, there's a line on there that, you know, was a little harsh. The way I look at it, I said it. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't like I had no idea that he was going to take it like he took it.
He took it.
I had no idea that Nick Cannon was going to start wilding out on me.
What? Wild out time.
No pun intended.
Pun included. But he wilded out.
Pun
I mean, what is his problem? Is his wife?
I don't know. I heard about some of the things he was saying.
I mean, he said some mad things
read
right
his
now.
blog or anything like that.
It's like it's his mission. Now he's saying.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's how he feels, man.
But look, it is what it is. He's supposed to defend his wife.
Yeah.
I expected him to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's a line I said, it's a song. And what I actually meant to say is I wish them the best.
I didn't get that from the records.
But that's what I meant to say.
No, I listened to. I think it's going to be on. I think you and him will have to go bar for bar in a minute.
Uh-oh.
How you feel about that?
I didn't plan on taking it to that level, man. I didn't want it to, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want it to get to that level.
You might be on the losing team for this.
Hopefully it doesn't, but, you know.
So that was Eminem's response to Nick Cannon. He was being sarcastic, but he did say he didn't mean it. And I do find it interesting how Eminem didn't have that energy when he was actually confronted by Nick. Now, after Eminem dissed Mariah Carey in his song Bagpipes from Baghdad, Mariah Carey responded to him and dropped her own diss track called Obsessed. She made it very clear that she was talking about Eminem, and she even mocked him in her video. Now, Eminem actually took this to heart and he dropped a diss track to Mariah Carey called The Warning. The Warning set the internet on fire because it was very shocking and very disrespectful. And Eminem went as far as to releasing messages he recorded from Mariah Carey, which is kind of obsessive if you ask me. But this is a little bit of what Eminem said in the song. I'm obsessed now, OG. Is that supposed to be me in the video with the gold tee? Wow, Mariah, didn't expect you to go balls out. B, shut up before I put them phone calls out. You made to my house when you were wilding out before Nick, when you were on my D, and give you something to smile about. How many times you fly to my house and still trying to count? Shut your lying mouth if you don't want Nick finding out. He threatened to release pictures he had of Mariah, and he also called Nick Cannon the F word, which is a homophobic slur. And he went into some very explicit details about his alleged sexual encounter with Mariah Carey, which we still don't know if it's true or not because Mariah has denied it countless times. But the point of the matter is, Eminem has been speaking out of pocket about Mariah for years now, and she just defended herself. And Nick Cannon defended her as well because he wasn't here for Eminem coming for his wife. Also, an interesting fact is the rapper Gucci Mane offered to handle Eminem himself because he was on Mariah's side.
Man, I love Gucci. This, you know what's funny? You watching that made me remember when me and Eminem so-called had the beef or whatever, and the whole thing with Mariah. He was one of the first people like, hey, bruh, we can go handle it. But all the way to the fact, who was on the Obsessed record with Mariah? Gucci Mane. If you listen to that verse, he talking that shit like, yo, it can happen. It was comical to me when people be like, yo, Eminem gonna kick your ass. I was like, really? Have you ever seen Eminem in person?
Now, I gave y'all this whole backstory of the beef between Eminem, Mariah, and Nick Cannon, but the beef is not over just yet because Nick Cannon and Eminem are still going at it. Now, recently, Eminem dissed Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey in his song he has with Fat Joe called Lord Above, and if you're wondering why he dissed him, he probably saw this interview that Nick did with T.I.
I was ready for whatever, so I went looking for him.
Ooh.
I called managers.
Damn.
So I was like, look, if you want to get on the phone, if I need to come to Detroit, like what is it? Like, cause you done disrespected my wife, and this is I gotta show my wife I'm a man for
That's
one.
real. Well, yeah, you gotta.
And then two, it got, he said my name. I'm like, look, I know I ain't gonna be. I said that I know I'm not gonna be able to out rap you, but I will whoop your ass. And those were the exact words. Let's come on, wildin' out, man. Let's have some fun with it now. Like at this point.
You talking about with Eminem?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, man.
Like he one of the best rappers and battle rappers to ever do it. We'd have some fun.
Eminem did respond to Nick Cannon in the Lord Above song, and he said this: I know me and Mariah didn't end on a high note, but the other dude's whip, that P got him neutered. Tried to tell him this chick's a nut job before he got his jewels clipped. Almost got my caboose kicked. Full quit. You ain't gonna do ish. I let her chop my balls off too before I lost to you, Nick. Now, when Nick Cannon heard this record, he decided to drop a diss track against Eminem called The Invitation, and he had a surprise feature from Suge Knight, of all people. But Nick Cannon did spill a little bit of tea on Eminem and said, I heard your chauffeur got a video of you sucking a you paid him off, then laid him off. Now who really the op? Now Eminem did respond to Nick on Twitter and said, you mad, bro? Stop lying on my D. I never had a chauffeur. You bougie F. And he put the clown emoji. And he also said, I demand an apology, Nicholas. You've made my gardener so jealous. And Nick Cannon said, F apologies, pull up, bring your gardener, chauffeur, your male nurse, and whoever else you're effing. Dang. Nick Cannon also exposed the fact that Eminem sent his lawyers after him. He said, facts, his lawyers didn't want that one out. They already on my line. Now 50 Cent tried to butt into it and say, I don't understand to save my life why someone would pick a fight with M. He is a different kind of animal. I haven't seen a man come close to beating him, man. Hey Nick, that stuff was trash. I ought to kick you in the butt when I see you, punk. And Nick Cannon clapped back at 50 and compared him to the Uncle Tom from Django. You know what? I'm actually here for Nick Cannon going after 50 and Eminem, especially Eminem. A lot of people are clowning Nick Cannon, saying he's corny, saying that he'll lose to Eminem, which he will. Lyrically, Eminem will destroy him. But let's not get things twisted here. Eminem is still very salty that Mariah Carey played him. And he's still stuck on this, which is why he brings up Mariah's name to this day. Nick Cannon is just defending the mother of his children like a real man is supposed to do. So yes, I'm Team Nick. And if Eminem does decide to come back at Nick Cannon, I want Nick Cannon to come back with all the receipts of all the vile things that Eminem has said and gotten away with. And I also want Nick Cannon to bring up the time Eminem dissed black women.
Straight to the point. Black girls are bitches. That's why I'ma tell you, you better pull up your bridges. Never date a black girl because blacks only want your money. And that ain't funny.
This might be old, but he said it and he meant it. I'm Team Nick Cannon all the way. But I do need Nick to come with some better ghostwriters because his diss record wasn't really hitting for me, but I understood what he was trying to do, okay? I see you, Nick. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.